say we back, outside. What's up, people? Y'all know what we about to get into and what's going on. Right now, I got one of my young boys with me, Assane.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here.
For sure. Assane, tell them about yourself, what college you in and what position you play.
My name is Assane. I'm a junior. I'm a senior now at Madonna University in Livonia, Michigan. I played quarterback. I played for 3 years under Coach Till. We had a lot of fun at Huron.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. So let's talk about it's a lot of young boys out here in high school. A lot of, young boys that's not even in high school. They in the PAL League and Little League, all the leagues and everything. So let's talk about the academics between high school and college, like how the academics go. Like how hard was it? The transition.
I would say the transition for me personally wasn't that hard because I feel like Huron academically was a little bit, up there with some of the best. But I found that I'm doing a lot better at college now because I'm taking a lot more control over like my responsibilities because I'm on my own pretty much. So in high school, I think I graduated with like a 2.9. I didn't really take it too serious, but now I'm taking it a lot more serious because I know if I want to play, I got to get my grades right. So I think I got like a 3.6 now. So I got a lot of teammates on my team who, their grades not good enough to play. So they got to come to practice, watch us for a whole semester, and then be mad when they can't play. But it's really, you're a student athlete. So a lot of people have a hard time understanding that. And I think the earlier you learn that, the better off you'll be.
That's what's up. Now, one of the things you said was the college, like you over your own responsibilities. Now, when I went to college, it was like I did better in college because it was more freedom. I get to choose my classes. I ain't got to get up at 8 in the morning. I can get up at 1 if I want to.
Right.
So going to that, did that, the freedom and knowing that you're on your own, did that drive you to do well in school or?
Yeah, I feel like it drove me because when you're in high school or middle school, you're at home. Your parents on you, do your homework, go study for your exams. But when you're in school, you're really on your own. The only people you got on you every day is pretty much your coaches and your other professors. But outside of them, it's really just you. So you kind of take responsibility for your future at that point.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the practices between high school and college.
Yeah.
The difference, the intensity, the structure, let's just go over the whole thing, the difference between high school practice and college practice.
Yeah, I got off to a rough start my first year. We did a lot of conditioning. We didn't play, so I redshirted. We were a new program, so we didn't play any games my first year. Mm-hmm. So we were getting up at 6, 7 in the morning, going outside, running a lot, going in the gym when it was raining, running a lot. And between high school and college, in my first year of college, I didn't take my conditioning too seriously. I just thought, I was good enough. I made it to this point already. I should be fine. I gained 30 pounds between that. Came in there, struggled. I hated getting up every day for practice. I didn't know if I wanted to play anymore. But then as I got older and more mature, I figured out, it's pretty much like school. You take control of your own self because, yeah, you're doing all the conditioning and workouts with the football team, but the difference is really made on when you work by yourself pretty much. So I started taking my training more seriously. Over the summer, I went and lost 20 pounds. So practice became a lot more enjoyable. And then when we started playing games, practice became more enjoyable then too. But it does get intense, I will say that.
So I had the morning workouts.
Yeah, so
how was that
for spring, this past spring, for example, our schedule would be 8 to 10 a.m. We'd have practice. And then from 10:30 to 11:30, you would have lifting right after practice. Mm-hmm. And then you would go on about your day. So I would have classes, work, so whatever stuff I had to get done during the day, I would have to get done past 12. And we were required to free up anything from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. just for football, pretty much.
What about tutoring and stuff? Did y'all have mandatory tutoring?
We had mandatory study tables, and it was based off your GPA. So I think if you had below a 2.8, you'd have 2 a day. So you'd go in, depending on what time of the year it is, you'd go in once early in the morning and another time later in that morning. Luckily I never had to do 2 in a day. I would just do, I think 3 times a week we would do, which wasn't too bad, but it's just to make sure everybody stays on top of their academics and make sure they're eligible.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, coming out of high school, how many like offers did you have and stuff like that?
I want to say like somewhere between 10 and 15. I don't really remember, but Madonna was actually my last offer. I remember going on a visit there. Me and Michael, we went up there, went on a tour, and like halfway through the tour, he just stopped and looked at me. He was like, "Yeah, we're going here."
Y'all liked it
Yeah,
like that?
we liked it,
Yeah.
and then we just decided to go there.
How many tours you went on?
I went on a lot.
That's the most
Coach
fun
Long
part.
used to take us on tours every week.
Yeah.
We went
Shout out Coach Long.
Yeah, shout out Coach Long, man. Probably over 20. Yeah.
Those the days. That's
Yeah.
the fun part to like figure out where you're going and all. That's
Some of the schools that I got offers from, I didn't even get to visit because a lot of them are out of state. But the visits were definitely helpful because I got to get my name out there, and some people found out about me. I didn't even know how. So that was a good part about those camps and visits.
Any D1 offers?
No D1, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so what drove you like? Okay, even though you didn't get any D1 offers, you had pretty good grades. Like, what drove you just to keep going D2 and stuff like that? Like, you know, what advice you would give a young guy that don't got D1 offers and he's upset, but he still want to play football?
Well, I would say, for me, it's just like my love for the game. A lot of people on my team, like I think from a class of 70, like 70 of us were in the first class. It's probably like 10 or 15 of us left. So when you get to certain levels past D1, like D2, NAIA, D3, JUCO, you really see who really loves the game. And I feel like if you truly love the game at those levels, you'll be able to succeed.
And a free education.
Yeah.
And
That
definitely
too,
a free
for sure.
education. Free education. So who inspired you, like parents, or what makes you go every day? Like besides the love of football, like who inspires you to make you just like, all right, I got to do this for them, or you know, I want to make them proud, or like what inspired?
Well, I would say, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but I would say my mom. Growing up, I watched her struggle. So my main goal every time I wake up when I go to classes, not just with football, so when I go to classes even, and I don't feel like doing my homework for the day or anything like that, I just remember like I got to make my mom's life a lot better. So that's pretty much what drives me every day.
That's real. That's
Yeah.
what's up, man. That's real. That's real love right there. So, so how your grades looking in high school?
In high school?
No, and well,
Right now?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm getting a lot of A's and B's. I think the lowest grade I've gotten so far was a B minus, and that was like back in my sophomore year. But I got a 3.62 GPA right now, so it's looking good.
That's what's up. So the extra, so you playing football, you working, and you got classes.
Yeah.
Your time, like how do you like put it all together? Like how do you keep up with your time, like to make sure that you focus, make sure you're getting good grades, make sure you know what I'm saying, still doing what you got to do for the team, playing quarterback, being the, you know what I'm saying, coach of the offense and everything. Like
I would say, one, time management is real important, and two, I set goals every semester. Academically, for example, I set a goal of a 4.0 every semester. I mean, I don't get it, but I get real close to it every time, and you know what they say, like shoot for the stars, you're gonna reach the moon. So I guess that's the kind of the mentality that I go into it with. And as far as like football wise, I would say just knowing that your teammates are counting on you. You don't want to really let them down. Especially at my position, if you're a quarterback, you don't really want to not be able to play because of something, you know, dumb or anything like that. So I would say just knowing your role on your team and your position.
what's a good learning tool out of life that you just learned from college, like that help you every day, like a learning tool that you learned from life? Just maybe if it was you see somebody else fail a class and you went to the teacher and figure out what you need to do. Like, what's a good learning tool that you learned from college?
I would say a good learning tool is just the people around you. Like, believe it or not, you could be in a room with a bunch of people you don't know, probably don't want to talk to, but in some way, form, or fashion, the person next to you can help you or you can help them in some way. So I guess if you have that mindset, you can go into everything, kind of positively.
That's what's up. What about high school that got you to college? Like, what's a good learning tool that you learned from high school that got you to college, that you took into college?
Stay patient. That's definitely one thing. You know, in high school, my sophomore year, I mean, I started playing quarterback in 8th grade, but I didn't officially play in any games until my sophomore year, and that was my main position, but things didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. So I was playing quarterback, receiver, tight end, linebacker. I was playing everything.
Yeah.
And then junior year, I was competing for the starting spot. I didn't end up winning it, but I ended up starting 3 games. And then senior year, I was the guy. I started most of the games outside of the ones where I got hurt. So I had a little bit of a similar experience going into college. First year, we didn't play. Second year, the first depth chart came out for the quarterbacks. There were 8 of us, and I was 7th on the depth chart. Yeah, I was 7th. So, you know, when he announced that, I was thinking about quitting, honestly, because you can't really dig yourself out of that hole, especially in my position. If you're a receiver and you're 7th, you're going to get on the field eventually. So I was 7th out of 8. And then my junior year, actually that same year, we ended up playing in the spring, and 3 quarterbacks changed their positions, so then I ended up being 5th out of 5, and then we were all competing for the starting spot, so the way they set it up was everybody would get a quarter of play, so the first quarterback would get 1 quarter in the first game, second quarterback, second quarter, third quarterback, third quarter, and then the first quarterback is the 4th quarter, and then we just rotate like that. So I didn't get to play my first game until the 3rd game. So that was against Concordia, and at that point we haven't
watched that game.
Yeah, at that point we couldn't get anything going on offense. All 4 quarterbacks had played, and it was pretty much my time to shine. I didn't really have that much pressure on me. We couldn't do anything on offense at all. We didn't score any points. My first drive, we got in there. We scored our first points, kicked a field goal, moved the ball a little bit, and then my second drive, we drove the ball down, and then I ran it in for our first touchdown. So I would say my patience helped me throughout that whole process. But then over the summer, I worked real hard, lost a little bit more weight, got a little faster, came in competing for the spot, didn't really go how I planned it to go. I ended up starting like a game or 2, played a little bit, but then you know, I was kind of back at that point where I was 7th out of 8 in my head. Not actually, but I was still competing for the starting spot. But in my head, I was kind of back to that point. And then I decided, you know, like, I'm going into my senior year now. Like, it's getting real serious. This is probably one of my last chances to play football. So I took it real serious, started training a lot, had a pretty good spring. So I would say be patient, and hopefully I start this fall, but we'll see.
That's what's up. So be patient. So like, you had it in your mind that you was in the 7th spot still. Like,
Yeah.
You still had that to go.
I had that chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I can even show you the video when I scored. I didn't celebrate at all. I just dropped the ball, walked right to the sideline here. I'll pull it up.
That's what's up. Send me that so we can show them too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I wanted to wear the deuce, but you know, someone else on my team, it means a lot more to him, so I let him rock it.
Okay. Cause yeah, he was Deuce, Bigelow, Bill Gigolo. That was hard though. So what makes you like number 2?
The number 2. So it's a weird story. So when I first started watching like football with the intent of playing quarterback, at the time the quarterbacks that were like real popular were like Mason Rudolph, guys like that.
Okay.
So I liked Oklahoma State. Right now I'm an Alabama fan, collegiate wise, but I watched a lot of Mason Rudolph, and I thought he looked good in the number 2, so I wanted to try it out, and I liked it. So
what made you pick number 14, or did they give you that?
I was assigned it, but I grew to like it because I was born on the 14th.
Okay.
I think it looks good on me.
Okay.
I'm going to like it a lot.
Okay.
So I might stick with it.
Okay.
You know, I had the 7 in high school too, so 2 times 7.
Okay, we rocking. Okay, it all come together. Hey, turn up. It all come together. All right. So, All right, so you went to number 7, then you go all the way up. Now, how are you preparing for this season? Rather, in the back of your mind, like how are you preparing to be a starter? Like,
So I would say my mentality has switched from even last year. I would say in high school, my issues were based around like my confidence when I was on the field. But now when I step on the field, for the most part, I look around. Like before every play, you can watch me. I look around, and I always before the play, I always tell myself mentally, I'm the best player on the field, and that's something that I didn't really do in the past. So I feel like that's helped me, take control of the offense a little bit better. And as far as working towards the fall, the two things that I want to work on is my explosiveness and speed, because in high school I was kind of used more as like a pocket passer, sort of dropping back in the pocket, trying to find the receivers.
throw it to EB.
Literally, that's all I heard. Just dropping
Throw
back
it
and
to
letting it go.
EB.
And then when we wanted to run, Cam would come in. But now I'm kind of in that role where they're expecting me to be able to run. So I'm kind of focused on gaining that explosiveness in my running ability.
Okay. What you think your weakness is? You think running is your weakness? Well, I
No,
see
I
you
wouldn't-
on there. You up there looking like truck stick there, Harry running.
I would say my weakness is just sort of like I'm still having the learning. Like when you're having like those learning curves of trying to read defenses. So in high school, our offense was real simple. It was mirrored concepts for the most part, basic run plays. But then now it's like a lot of combination of things where you're reading. On one play, you're reading the front side defensive end. Another play, you're reading the back side defensive end. Another play, you have to identify this guy and read him. So it's a lot of different stuff where you got to identify stuff and then be able to know where to go with the ball real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said learning the offense, when you was like, I'll take control of the offense, I'm sorry, that's what you said. What you mean, like elaborate on taking control of the offense. Being a quarterback, elaborate on taking control of the offense.
So I feel like I did a good job on that in high school, but not enough. Like when players didn't know what they were doing, they'd come up to me and I'd tell them what to do, make sure everybody's in the right spot. For example, in college now, we have a lot of different formations, like 10 times the formations we had in high school. So if we call a certain play and I realize like the blocking scheme is not going to work for that certain play, I have to be able to recognize that one and be able to move people around and get them in the right spots, making sure they know what they're doing. And not only am I confident, but they're confident that I'll be able to get them the ball or to be able to execute the play.
They y'all call y'all own audibles?
Last year we did in the spring, not so much because we got a new offensive coordinator, so we're still trying to get in the swing of things. But yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, we get a lot of freedom in there. I had a buddy. We used to hang out like every day, and a lot of the other receivers felt like I used to target him a lot. But whenever I seen a one-on-one with him, I would go after it, and a lot of the times it worked.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
What's your favorite like play to go to? Like
I like throwing it deep, but recently I like running a lot. They got me to run a lot. I'd say we got this one QB counter play that we just installed this spring. I like that one a lot.
You like taking that mud, taking off, running people over, as I
Yeah. Yeah, I like running a little bit now.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, NFL dreams, I mean, we taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
I'll kind of let the chips fall where they fall. Right now, I accepted a job offer for when I graduate, so that's the plans for now. But if I have a really good season and there's some interest out there, I'll definitely pursue it.
That's what's up. What you major in?
Accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man,
tough.
that's good. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, my roommate in college, he did accounting. He graduated too. But that was rough, man.
Yeah.
He had long nights of studying, long nights of accounting's tough, man. That's what's up, though. That's what's up, man. What made you want to do that?
I kind of wanted to get in the business field somehow, and I feel like accounting is like the best route to take so you can get a good understanding of like financials and all that type of stuff. So I feel like if you have a good understanding of how financials work, you can be successful in pretty much any facet of business in general.
That's what's up. Very intelligent guy, man. That's what's up, man. I'm proud. I'm proud, man. All of my babies, man. Them young boys, man, that you coach, man, when you're a coach, man. I see how my coach, when he look at me now, I'm almost 30, he still be like, that's my boy, man. Yeah, man. Them all my babies, man. You, Bud.
Very nice, all love.
Man, that's crazy, man. So any advice you got to the young boys out here, man? Like, give them good advice, because, you know, these young boys, you know, they wanna get to that level, man, and I'm trying to help them in any way I can. So if you got some advice you need to just let them know, man. Just look in the camera and tell them.
Yeah, I would say one good piece of advice would just be able to adapt to your environment. Changes happen a lot, especially at the college level. I'm here. I just finished my third year. I'm on my second head coach, third offensive coordinator. So change happens a lot. A lot of my teammates, like, you'll hang out with someone every day for a whole semester, and next semester you won't hear from them again. So I'll just say adapt to your environment and be able to thrive under any setting. That's the piece of advice I would give.
All right, we gotta tap into the adaptive environment, because that's good. That's good in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, so you from Ipsy? You from Ipsy?
No, I'm from Jersey, but I live.
Oh yeah, you was from Jersey, but you stayed in Ipsy for the last couple of years. So staying in Ipsy, going to Ann Arbor School, how was like that transition, like adapting to your environment? Because I know it got to be different.
I would say my transition was probably different than a lot of other people, because I came from a whole different state to high school. Yeah. So it was a new environment. A lot of the schools in around Ann Arbor are like predominantly white, so I wasn't really used to that. The football programs, there were a lot of different programs I had to choose from. So when I first got here, I was choosing between Huron, Skyline, and Pioneer.
Big three.
Yeah, and I was living in Ipsy, so I kind of pretty had my choice of the litter. So I ended up picking Huron because I felt like it was the best fit for me academically and football-wise. And the transition was not bad, because I would say I met a lot of friends who I still talk to today, even. One of my best friends, Walter, you coached him. We still talk every day.
Shout out Walter.
London, we still talk most of the time. So
shout out London too.
Yeah, shout out Walter in London. So I would say the adaptation from, going into high school was pretty smooth. It wasn't as smooth as my transition from high school to college, but it was still pretty smooth.
Okay, and you just adapted and you made it work.
Because my environment was a lot different, just literally the environment in Michigan is a lot different. In Jersey, it's a lot more dense. It's like a lot more people in a smaller area. In Michigan, it's a pretty spread out area. So, you got a lot of different types of people who live here. You'll meet all different types of people who do different types of things. So I meet a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in Michigan who I don't feel like I would have gotten to meet those types of people if I was still in Jersey, because it's not as diverse, I would say. The area I was in, at least. The area I was in.
So explain the area. So explain Jersey. Like, how was living in Jersey, growing up in Jersey? How was that? Like,
I had a lot of fun. When I was a kid, I was always outside. I wouldn't say I was a bad kid or anything like that, but, every kid gets in trouble from here and there. But football-wise, I would say it's a lot tougher out there for me. A lot of the guys are a lot more athletic. I feel like in the Midwest, the identity of football is like strength. But on the East Coast, they play it with a lot more athleticism. So you really gotta be an athlete to play out there. So I feel like they gave me a little bit of an advantage coming out here mentally. So I would say that's pretty much like, I would say that's how it felt to grow up in Jersey, football-wise. But growing up as a kid, it was fun. It was different than Michigan. I don't see as many kids riding around on their bikes out here, going to the park and stuff. So
I think that's just the time we in now.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like, it's just the time we in now. That electronics and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But yeah, that's why I see it too. Like, no snowball fights. There don't be nothing going on, man.
You'll be waiting for school to be canceled so you can stay in the crib.
That's crazy, man. 18 through 21. And he said basically nowadays, like, guys y'all age be feeling that y'all have to prove something. And when I was younger, we had to too, you know what I'm saying? But what advice, or how do you feel about that? Like, how you feel about your generation, your age group, improving themselves and stuff like that? Like, having to prove themselves in the streets or to another person or something like that. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I would agree with what he said, because I feel like nowadays everybody tries to, show out for social media and make it seem like they're living their best life or the best life of anyone around. So everybody's always trying to chase that and catch up to the next person. So I feel like social media kind of changed the dynamic of how people act, really. So you probably didn't grow up with people acting the way they do now, probably in a different form, but...
Calling me old, man?
yeah, you old.
No, we didn't have it. We not like this.
Yeah, so I feel like that's changing the world as we see it now. So yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Okay. So what as in your age bracket and seeing the younger kids, how you feel like social media is affecting them good and affecting them bad? Like, how do you feel it?
I feel like
for the younger behind you, like y'all group and the younger, how do you feel like it's affecting them good in a good way, and how do you feel like it's affecting them in a bad way?
So in a bad way, the obvious way is like people are glued to their phones, stuck on social media, trying to, impress the next person. But at the same time, I feel like there's some good to come out of it. You can kind of use social media to, I guess, so for example, if you want to have a business or something like that, you can use that to promote that. If you have family you want to keep in touch with, like those are like different things that some people don't use social media for now that it was used for back in the day. So I feel like if more people started, using social media for what it was used for, like staying in touch with your close friends, family, not even just close friends, but people around your area, and not so much trying to impress everybody or trying to, be better than the next person, then we'll be better off. And I feel like for our generation, it is what we make of it. So the younger generation is pretty much going to follow in our footsteps like we did, y'all footsteps. Yeah. So whatever we do, that's pretty much the footsteps they're going to follow in.
That's what's up. So we're going to end this off with a top five, either or. All right, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick? So you might be too young.
Nah.
Okay.
Michael Vick.
Okay, you got Michael
Vick.
Easy. Oh, that's easy.
That's easy. Come on.
Peyton Manning or Tom Brady?
I gotta go Tom Brady. I'm a Jets fan, but I gotta go Tom.
You gotta go Tom.
Yeah.
Gotta go Tom. Why Tom?
He just wins too much.
Okay.
You can't beat him. I didn't watch him for way too long being on my team, so I've learned to respect it.
Okay. Michigan State?
Nah, that's a little bit of a tough one. I'm an Alabama fan, so I don't got a bias towards either, but
if you had to pick one.
If you're just talking about football, I'd say Michigan. But just like the school environment, I'd say Michigan State.
Have you been to Michigan State?
Yeah.
Yeah, that changed.
Yeah.
All right. Who was my next one? Phoenix or the Bucks?
Gotta go Giannis.
You going Giannis?
Yeah.
All right, my final one. I have coaching. Coach Tomlin or Coach Dungy?
I'd say Coach Dungy.
Wow.
Coach Tomlin is cool too, though. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Didn't Coach Dungy coach the Jets for a little bit?
The coach, no, you thinking of
I'm thinking of Herm Edwards.
Herm Edwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Dungy was
Peyton
Manning.
Oh, okay.
He did coach
the Buccaneers.
Yeah, when they won.
Yeah, I know what that is. Tomlin been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll say Tomlin actually, because he younger and he'll probably appeal more to the younger players.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming, dropping them jewels on them people.
Appreciate you having me.
I say we back outside.